Hello, this is Dr. John Mason. I'm with Masters of the Journey. I ran into a concept today. My friend Robert Bystrom mentioned something to me. It's called Imaginal Cells. I don't know if you've ever heard of Imaginal Cells. Let me just pull up a Google definition of that for you. So, what Google tells me is that imaginal cells are very unique, and you can read this for yourself, but it talks about a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. And there are certain cells that have the DNA of both the caterpillar and the butterfly. And yet, when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, these imaginal cells take over and a butterfly is formed. And it comes out in a completely different form than when it went in to that chrysalis. So the reason why I think it's a value for us is because we're in a really interesting time, a changing time on our earth, on our planet. Many people are changing their consciousness. And I'm wondering whether there is something of an imaginal cells that are within each and every one of us that can help us to be more conscious and can help us to develop from a larvae or a caterpillar form into something that might be more beautiful or expansive as far as consciousness as a culture, like a butterfly. And as you can see down here, Dr. Bruce Lipton has written about that. And if we pull up his story, which is of course a link that you can find on Google, he talks about what imaginal cells are. And he's talking about today's crisis, consider the tale of another world in transition. That's us. And I'm asking you to consider whether in our society, within our culture, within our humanity, we can begin to be vibrating at a higher level, maybe that 5D consciousness, and bring about a world that is a more loving place, a more accepting place, a place with less judgment, a place where there's more connectedness because we realize that we're all one and we're in that together. I'm not sure whether imaginal cells have anything to do with it, but it really triggered that thought for me. And I'd like you to spend some time considering that. And the way that you take that information forward is that you have some words or some um, way of being of service to humanity and encourage people to vibrate at a higher level, but also to pick, to see, to imagine the world that they want to have happen, the world that we really want to occur. And if we can have a really beautiful picture of humanity, caring about one another, caring about our earth, loving each other and loving the world that we're in, perhaps we can make a beautiful butterfly come out of the chrysalis of this pandemic or all of the transitions that we find ourselves in. I'm asking you, please take good care of yourself, keep learning and growing, finding joy in every challenge of every day, and share that with the world. You can be of service by sharing your story. Also, remember that deep inside, your soul and spirit are really perfect. Nobody could do you better than you can do you. And the role that you're playing is essential. And if we can just elevate yourself and your vibration, and all of the people around you can begin to resonate at a higher level, we can have a world that is more conscious, more aware, and closer to the spiritual side of the divine than perhaps at any time in our human history. But we can make that. We can picture it and we can work towards that. Just remember, take care of yourself. Greet every other soul that you meet as the perfection that they are. And I'll see you around. Be well. Bye bye.